Happy Labor Day, everyone. It's your head honcho, Mrs. T from Mrs. T's Treasures, coming at you from Akron, Ohio. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday weekend. Today is Monday, Labor Day, and we have a special treat today. I wasn't exactly sure what to do for content. I have not done any in a while. I'm very sorry. So today we've got a special guest star on our show. Please hold while I pause. Hi, Mr. T. This is Mr. T from Mr. T's Bookshop. He's on. He is Mr. T's Bookshop, and he has been doing a wham bam crazy job with his bookshop.
Well, this is not the whole bookshop. These are the double-decker shelves. This is probably about half of the bookstore, maybe less than half the bookstore, because there are 5 other shelves elsewhere with not quite as many, but just about as many.
So tell us a little bit about your bookshop. When did you start?
I started my bookshop on 4th of July weekend in 2024. I had opened the store a little earlier than that, but I didn't really know what I was doing, so it took me some time, and I had a good teacher, Mrs. T, who's been eBaying since God was a babe.
I'm Mrs. T. Hi, how are you doing?
So,
since God was a babe. Oh my
yes.
gosh.
So, books have basically been my entire life.
Oh, sorry, cut your head off.
What?
I was reaching for the rings because him.
He's annoying today.
Because of him, he's been really annoying today.
Every time I work at home, it's just the way it is, and I have 2 days of work from home this week, and I'm about ready to go back into my other office and close the door. But anyway, so since I was a child, we had very few books in our house, and so I used to, the small town that I lived in, they used to at least once a year have a big cleanup, and so I used to canvass the neighborhoods for books and bring them home and everything, and I think it really distressed my father, but I did it. And then buying books has always been a huge part of my life, so I eventually became a librarian and worked as a librarian while I was going to graduate school, hoping someday that I would be a college professor. Well, that didn't work out because I had children, and it's hard to study Russian when you have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old baby. So books have been a huge part of my life, and so I had amassed quite a large collection, which I had finally decided that I really didn't need to keep all of the books in the world, but just the ones that I felt very close attached to. So we have another bookcase over here that has personal books in it and cookbooks, which I love cookbooks.
Those are our books, right?
These are our books over here on this, and there's a couple other shelves of our books. One back there because we have a tiny house. We have a cage for the beast over here, and it sits in front of one of my shelves, which has our books on it because there's no point in putting other books there. But yeah, so this top shelf here, I'm in the process of repairing some books that haven't gone online yet, but since I was a librarian for so long, I got to know, and I have a degree also in English education, so I know a lot of books and a lot about books. So it's been really helpful, actually, because I've been able to acquire things on many different topics. I'm looking at the book, so I visually...
I'm trying to tell him to look over here at the camera.
No, you look at the camera. You got the face for the camera. I have a face. This is the face for the camera. So there's not very many topics that I don't carry in my store because I like history, I love theology, I love language. So there's a lot of fiction here, there's a lot of nonfiction. I'm a huge Jane Austen fan, so I did have a fairly large Jane Austen collection, which most of it I've listed, although my novels that I have, my Jane Austen novels, my Oxford publications that I used when I was in graduate school.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold that back up again. I was trying to get a focus on
that's Northanger Abbey. She's not for sale.
Oh, that's one of your books.
That's one of my books. See, 'cause she's got notes.
Oh, yeah.
So, and of course, Pride and Prejudice is not for sale. Although I do have a copy of Pride and Prejudice in my store, just not mine.
Well, tell them about like the first month you were listing
Oh my goodness!
books and how they were flying out. What kind of books they were?
The first month, so I've sold almost 400 books in the last little over a year. In the last 14 months that I've had my bookstore. So it was kind of funny because my main source of income is I work as an accountant, and the company that I work for actually moves me around to different locations where where our clients need help. So I've been at the same place for a year, but slightly before that, the company that I was working for was actually sold, and they kind of they sent me away immediately. And so I had a couple weeks at home, so I just basically started listing books, like hundreds of, I mean, dozens of books a day. So, I mean, they started selling actually quite quickly.
Oh, they did. They really, right away.
So I had some fairly rare, since we're Orthodox Christians, I had some fairly rare Orthodox Christian books that I had read many years ago and had no intention of rereading, but they were out of print. And so one of my first books that I had listed sold for $300. So because it was so rare. But yeah, so I've continued, and some of my Orthodox books I don't have listed because they're my favorites and I read all the time. But there's a lot of things in here that that are listed that were things that I love. I frequently refer to this as my children. Although I love my 4 children, I don't. These other children that hang out in our house, sometimes they're hard to give up. I've had a couple Jane Austen books that I've sold that was like, boy, I don't know why I listed that, but okay, I'll send that off and away. And this was kind of interesting. So this is, I'm a life member of the Jane Austen Society.
Let me zoom in on that. Okay.
And this is their annual journal that they bring out, and I have access to it online as well. So I really don't need to have the paper copies in. So I had 12, 15 of those and I decided to list them. And so somebody in England bought 10 of them, and so it cost him $30 to have them shipped to England, but he was so happy to get those 10 copies of it. So I only have three left. So I've got 13. That's the newest one that I just got recently. But once I read them, once I look at them, I mean, I have access to them online. So if I wanted to go read the articles, I could go get them elsewhere. But so when I was in graduate school, that was one of the things we splurged on, was my life membership. So so we have cookbooks. I have a lot of biographies. Just little things that I find here and there.
Oh, there's a Pete Townsend. Yeah.
Yeah, I like musician biographies. I have a biography, an autobiography by Eric Clapton.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have
The Well-Trained Mind.
Yes. Oh, I have The Well-Trained Mind, and
Campbell's Cookbook.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of books in here. I have I Am the Cheese, which is a really old young adult.
Where's
book.
that at?
It's right here. It's kind of stuck underneath there, but
oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the most interesting things that I found when I was first setting up the bookstore. It hasn't sold yet. It got a lot of interest at eBay when I first listed it, but this is called the DiMaggio album, and it is newspaper clippings all about Joe DiMaggio's career.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Stories and things like that. But it's a 2-volume set. It's got really nice end papers in it and everything. So that's on the one thing I don't. This one, I think I must have gotten this at Goodwill. I really don't like the fact that Goodwill makes little marker marks on their books.
Come on, Goodwill, get it together.
Yeah, that doesn't make me very happy. But yeah, so that's Joe DiMaggio's collection.
Let's see the cover of the box cover. No, the box cover. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So anybody who collects
really
baseball
nice.
things, I don't remember what I have it listed for. I think I have it listed for $40.
That's
But
a
it's
great
a
price.
2-volume set for a collector's set. So
yeah, that is a great
that's,
price.
That's really nice. I have a couple of box sets like that.
Hold, please. Your dog is driving us crazy. Hold, please. Hold, please. He's something. Well, go get it. You've been whining about it. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so it's going well. No, lay down. So yeah, so it's going well, and lots of cookbooks in here. I have some children's books in here that I found interesting.
Yeah,
So,
he's been taking books from my store because I did have a lot of books in my store, and he started listing them in his store, and they are selling really fast.
Well, it just made sense. I mean, when that's kind of what I do have some CDs, I do have some DVDs in my collection that I sell and such because I love music, I love movies. So they have sold, or some, occasionally I'll find a very rare CD or DVD, and so I list those in there too. But I specialize in books, and
he does have comics too.
I have comics too. Yeah, I do. I went for a couple of years. See, I have a very OCD personality that. One of the problems that I have is that if I collect one of something, if it's part of a series, I have to collect the whole series. Well, that's very dangerous when you're a comic book buyer. So for a couple of years, I was really into comics, and so so I finally said, "Whoa, this is just absolutely crazy. I can't be doing this anymore." So I have been listing some of my comics as well.
Is there anything else you want to tell our viewing audience? Never buy a Doberman.
I love my Doberman, but yeah, he is weird.
He's weird.
The problem is that you have to keep Dobermans busy, and we don't keep him busy enough. You have to play with him. So and the unfortunate thing is the other dog doesn't really care for him except when she's in heat.
And then she loves him.
But she doesn't want to play with him, and she's old, and so she doesn't really want to play. So. But yeah, so I will be listing some more things. I went yesterday and spent some time at Goodwill and got some really great things. So I have a lot of drawing books. There's some poetry, W.B. Yeats, and Sandra Brown. Sandra Brown was a very popular romance writer. It still is, actually. So I do tend to pick up vintage copies of her books because I think a lot of people, I've sold several of them because they're in collections. This is Danielle Steele. So Danielle Steele, I have 2 Danielle Steele books in my collection. This one's Palomino. This was my grandmother's favorite Danielle Steele novel.
Mama?
Yes.
Aww.
Yeah, so she, but this Palomino is hardcover, book club edition. Haven't got it listed yet because it needed some kind. Oh, that's why, because it needed a repair. So I'm in the process.
That's easy to do.
This is the repair section right here.
And if you reveal it in the listing too, it's no problem.
This Cooking had a slight damage on the cover here, so I put some glue on it, and hopefully that'll keep it going okay. But there's some things up here that require some repairs. But yeah, Palomino. That's Danielle Steele's second book, and that's when she was a real author that actually wrote herself and didn't have a staff of writers that wrote for her. But her first book, called The Ring, I have listed in my store right now that I acquired. It's probably also a book club edition, but it's one of those things. About books that when I was a librarian, the student assistants that I had that used to work for me, they would say that I would look out in the library and I could tell a book was out of place just from clear across the room. And I proved it to them one day because I had these mysteries and they had little stickers on the side of them, and I looked out onto the shelves and I said, there is a book on that top shelf over there 50 yards or 50 feet away that is in the wrong place because it was a mystery that was put in the wrong collection. Get down. That'll last about 2 minutes. But yeah, so and usually, even though the way I have the books organized in here, I decided early on that I was not going to try and alphabetize that, because when you're a librarian, you learn that if you, when you're, as you're building your collection, you're constantly shifting your books. And I was like, I am not doing that. So basically, I use a spreadsheet because I'm an accountant. And so I use a spreadsheet to keep track of where the books are. And then I just, as there's room in the different locations, I'll just pop books in there. Like today, these are the first shelves that I had when I first started my bookstore. And so this shelf right here has the oldest listings that I have in the store. And so I just put 5 books in there this morning because I had room for them in there. And so that's what the spreadsheet's for, to keep track of things. But
And after a year, Mr. Trace, are you still enjoying it?
Yes, until I get a message from somebody on eBay giving me grief about something that I was like, come on, man, chill. It's
It
not
happens.
the pandemic anymore. I worked at Target during the pandemic. I know what complaints are like. And you don't have enough toilet paper. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I mean, I still love buying books, and like Casanova would always say, he says, when I get some money, I buy some books. If I have anything left over, I buy food. And so that's kind of the way I have approached it. So.
Well, thank you, Mr. T, for your interview time. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you as well, but I did have a room in my busy schedule today, so I'm glad you were able to come at a convenient time.
And happy Labor Day, everybody, in here in the United States. I don't think is it celebrated anywhere else?
Well, it's celebrated in Colombia today because our accountant team in Colombia has today off because the Americans are off, so the Colombians
are off. So, okay, well, happy Labor Day in Colombia, too. And thank you for watching, you guys. It was fun interviewing our special guest.
Oh, I'm special, I guess.
Kiss. Okay, bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. And remember, it may be trash to some, but to Mrs. T and Mr. T, it is always treasure. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.